I have a feeling we might be hearing something of the Ella story.
Sherlock Holmes and Watson had begun a brand new case. They were in South Miami, which seemed oddly out of place. And Watson saw that knowing look that colored Sherlock's face as he began to make a plan to kickstart this new race. It was a dark and stormy night when they both reached the bar. They saw the door was not a door because it was ajar. They entered through the open door and quickly looked around. "Here, Watson," Sherlock cried, "you must observe what I have found." His friend could see the clue, although the light was very poor, for there in vivid black and white lay tread marks on the floor. "There, Watson," Sherlock cried aloud, "I think I found a clue, a note beside the tread marks, and the note's addressed to you." So Watson tore the envelope and pulled the paper out in hopes that it would tell him what this case was all about. He read the note quite quickly as he slowly scratched his head because the note was not for him, and this is what it said. "We'd like to thank you very much for giving us your car, but it came to a grinding halt before we reached the bar. The car is very pretty and it has a solid mass, yet as you'll see, it stopped quite dead when it ran out of gas." The note was signed by Norbert, who'd been looking for a lift, and last year had received a car from Ella as a gift. The note went on to tell them where the car might now be found. Then, having read the details, they both took a look around. They saw the door was not ajar because the door was closed, which meant the case was not the case that they had once supposed. As Holmes had all too often said and had so deftly put, the game is really not a game because the game's afoot. "I see they try to keep us in," said Sherlock to his friend, "but now I think the time has come for this strange case to end." He quickly bolted to the door, a window by its side, and pushed the window open with a mighty upward slide. To keep this poem from growing into something way too long, they found the car in record time, with skills both sure and strong. They drove it north toward Fontainebleau and entered through the gate where all the noontide feasters did so eagerly await. They parked the car near Stuart and stood out with practiced ease, then strode across to Stuart's side and handed him the keys. Which means we've reached the end that you might possibly have guessed, for now we know for certain Stuart's car has been repossessed.
I think we have a new tradition. We will have the reading of this poem at every company gathering. Lee, thank you very much. Once again, you've outdone yourself. Awesome.